Thank you for tuning into this video. If you did join and tune in, it's probably because you were curious about what it means to love our hands. So this video is going to be a short video to give ourselves some hand affirmations. We're going to work one finger at a time. We're going to work with the palms a little bit, the knuckles, pads of the hands, backs of the hands, fingertips, nails, etc. So the reason this video exists is because it's a triggering point for me. And if you already turned the video off, you're like, this isn't for me, it's for you. That's how these things work. Backstory, all of us have amazing hands, right? Some of us have fought with our hands. These hands have carried babies. They've birthed babies. They've dug in the soil. They've played in the sand. They've touched lovers. They've held hands. They've petted animals. They've buried loved ones, planted vegetables and harvested. They've cooked meals. They've tended fires. They've changed the remote. They've typed corporate emails and love letters. They've toasted to good times and poured libations out for harder times. Our hands hold a story. And now is the time for me and any one of you who is watching this to reclaim what our hands mean to us. So I want you to take a moment to look at your hands, look at the backs of your hands. Notice if you gloss over them as something that's always been there. Or maybe you're a person who doesn't have your hands. Or you're someone who maybe only has one hand, or some of your fingers aren't with you at this time. And so for whatever parts of your hands you do have, I invite you to gaze at them. Look at your pinkies, your ring finger, your middle finger. Notice if there's any subtle movement, micro tremors in the hands from chi running, or if you have super still hands, they call doctors or surgeon hands. See if you can notice a temperature in your hands at all. Is there warmth? Are they cold? Do you feel blood rushing, or do they feel a bit numb? Are they moist, or are they dry? And notice how as I say these awareness points, what judgments are you carrying? You know, sometimes my hands sweat when I get nervous, and I've judged myself for that. I know sometimes I haven't had the shea butter I needed for my hands. For anybody who doesn't know what shea butter is culturally, it's just a deeper form of hydration than traditional lotion. And there's so much in palmistry too, right? Like they say that you can read someone's life path through the palms. I got some yellow paint here. As I was painting, something else hands do. Got some scars here on the knuckles from working on the heavy bag and hitting the wrong part of my knuckle. I should have been here, and this scraped. So just notice these hands, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, thank you, hands. Thank you, hands. And then I want you to, either the inside or the outside, you choose, but just look at your right pinky. I'm going to say, thank you, right pinky. And if you don't have a right pinky, you can work with your phantom limbs too. This is not excluding you. Say, thank you, right pinky. And then you look at the right ring finger and say, thank you, right ring finger. You can look at the right middle finger and you can say, thank you, right middle finger. Then you can look at the right pointer finger and you can say, thank you, right pointer or index finger, the one that scans through the index, right? And right thumb, and you can say, thank you, thumb. And then notice your right hand a little bit. Give it a few, notice the jazz fingers, the magic of your touch. Bring your hand to your face. Notice how your hand feels. Take a breath right there. Let it go. And then that right hand, look at the palm and just touch the hand, the inside of the hand for a little bit. Just giving your hand some love. Maybe you have calluses from farming like I do. So thank you, hand. Then look at the back of that hand and look at your knuckles. And thank your knuckles. Maybe you touch each one, your thumb, the two different knuckle joints, the lower and the middle, your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, your pinky. Then look at your nails, your cuticles, and notice if you have some judgment there where you're like, oh, I need to get my nails done. Immediately, right? Instead of saying, thank you, nails. Thank you, cuticles. I know for me, as soon as I looked at them, I was like, oh, I should cut my nails before this video. Thank you, cuticles. Thank you, nails. Thank you, middle fingernails, ring finger, pinky. Thank you, pointer fingernails. Thank you, thumb. And spread your hands wide, spread the fingers. Feel that mobility, that stretching. Maybe you have arthritis and that feels painful. That's okay. See how far you can move it. Maybe you pump it a few times just to get some circulation going. And I want you to switch hands. I want you to come over to your other hand. Maybe it's your left hand, maybe you got two right hands. I don't know what type of species you are. Look at your pinky and say, thank you, pinky. And come to your middle, your ring finger, and say, see you, ring finger. Thank you, ring finger. And then come to your middle finger. Say, thank you, middle finger. And come to your pointer finger. Say, thank you, pointer finger. And come to your thumb. Say, thank you, thumb. Just thanking your hands one by one. And then come to the back of your hand, that left hand. Say, thank you, knuckles. Thanking the base and the middle knuckle of the thumb. And thank you, knuckles. Base and the middle knuckle again. Just giving it love, acknowledging it, how much it's done, how beautiful it is, how perfect it is. And come to the middle and say, thank you, middle finger, thank you, knuckles. And come to the ring finger. Say thank you again. And then come to your pinky. Acknowledge it and say thank you. And then look at those nails. Thank you, pinky nail. Thank you, ring fingernail. Thank you, middle finger. Nails. Thank you, pointer fingernails. Thank you, thumbnails. And then if you're in the light, notice any striations on your nails. Any lines. Thank you, cuticles. And then thank these third knuckle joints too along the top. The pinky, third knuckle joint, the ring, third knuckle joint, the middle finger, third knuckle joint, pointer finger, third knuckle joint, the thumb. I guess the thumb doesn't have a third knuckle joint, huh? See, if I paid more attention to my hands, I would have known that. Switch sides. Thank you, pinky, third knuckle. Now, this is hilarious. This is why I did this video. If you're watching this video, I'm doing this in real time because I had a trigger about my hands. This is not practice. This isn't fabricated. This is how the healing can happen. We realize an inadequacy and immediately turn it into love. Now, inadequacy is mental, right? The inadequacy is the way I'm thinking about my hands, not my actual hands. I'm perceiving them as inadequate. Thank you, middle finger, third knuckle. Thank you, pointer finger, third knuckle. My mother's in the room and she just flipped me off, so. And then notice the part of your hand that you want to give thanks to. Maybe your palms, the backs, all the tendons. I don't know if you have vascular structure. I have veins that move, that are very evident and protruding. I love these veins. I love how much blood pumps in my hands. Webs of your sense of evolution, the fact that we did come from sea and from birds, right? That we grew. Some people believe that. If you everywhere too, then that's perfectly fine also. And so thank you to the webs, the World Wide Web. Thank you, all these different webs, house to grab. It'd be very intense if we just had claws, right? If our hands just couldn't move any more than this. She's gonna bark at me in a second. And then I'm on live. And then go ahead and check the webs. There we go. And then thank you, webs. Thank you, webs. Thank you, webs. Thank you to the blade of the hand. As a martial artist, this part is very important. Thank you to the blade. Broken a fair amount of wood with this. Thank you to this blade also. Then bring your hands together in prayer. Notice that powerful, world historically renowned symbol of togetherness, right? Yin and yang, the polarizing energies of lunar and solar coming together to create prayer. And then notice what happens when you weave your fingers together, how perfectly they collapse into each other and around each other to support and hold. And you can do so many beautiful things. You can do the bird call, steeples. And then when you come to yoga, right, there's a mudra for every chakra, which allows you to conduct energy, which I'll do another video on. But the power of the mudra, what's coming to me now, is emphasized by the love of the hands. And in Spanish, the hands are called manos, right? Mano. And our solar plex chakra, which is what this hoodie is, which is available now on my website, www.osiris.yoga. Maintain your awareness of your hands as I speak. The solar plex chakra is called the manipura. So the hands, manos, Latin root. The manipura, solar plex chakra. And then we have this word manipulate, which the world seems to fear. But everything is manipulation. It's energetic manipulation. You're moving things from form and formless into form and then formless again, back and forth. So these hands have the ability to create the world, right? They can soothe, they can harm, they can protect. Very functional. Now I want you to look at the lines and what I call wrinkles, right? They say that children who come in with a lot of lines on their hands may be old souls. And I remember, and I invite you to think about some of the things that people used to make fun of you for when you were a kid. You know, for me, people used to say old man hands. They used to say skinny bone hands. Say stick fingers. And you may smile and laugh, but that's because you're a bully. And you're only a bully because somebody bullied you. So I invite you to think about what part of your body maybe someone made fun of. Or maybe you were the bully and you made fun of everybody else because you were making fun of yourself. Whatever it is, shake it out. And just release it. Let it flop off your hands. You don't need it anymore. It's not true anymore. It never was true. So So we're going to work on 3 affirmations before we close right here. Indy Irie, I am light coming on. So first one is going to be, my hands carry light and darkness equally. My hands carry light and darkness equally. My hands carry light and darkness equally. And then the second one is going to be a phrase that we learn in martial arts, which is called Buddha heart, demon hand. So your heart is pure like the Buddha, but your hands move as quick as a demon in combat. But you never use them to cause harm. You only use them to protect. We never lift our hand to strike an innocent or someone who's less powerful than us. We only use our hands to either train to protect or to protect in the combat sense. And then the final one is going to be, thank you, beautiful hands. Thank you, beautiful hands. Thank you, beautiful hands. And we'll do 2 more. I love how feminine my hands are. I love how feminine my hands are. I love how feminine my hands are. And then one more. I love how masculine my hands are. I love how masculine my hands are. I love how masculine my hands are. Just keep coming. One more, last one actually. The masculinity and femininity of my hands has nothing to do with my gender expression. The masculinity and femininity of my hands has nothing to do with my gender expression. The masculinity and femininity of my hands has nothing to do with my gender expression. My mom's over here cracking jokes. So thank you for joining me in this amazing opportunity to praise our hands. And it's funny because I start to feel the wrists wanting attention next, right? They're like, wait, what? Forearms, elbow. It goes all the way up, right? You could do this for any part of your body, but this one is focused on hands. So if you have any type of doubt about your hands, go ahead and tap into this video whenever you need to and send this to someone whose hands you love. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and like and subscribe if this video served you, or if you just want to learn more about self-care and self-love and embodiment practices. And I appreciate you. West Side forever. And I love you. Ciao.